Okay. There's no sense in like trying to reboot a campaign that never worked. That's just like my dad would always say, you know, if you shine up a turd, it's still a turd. What makes good performance in a lead generation campaign? This is a really interesting question because I had a comment. Somebody, I did a YouTube video. I think it was with Dominic Baptist. And somebody in the comment section said, look at his lead cost, how high it is. And I thought that was pretty funny first, because I mean, if I wanted to get really cheap leads, do you think I don't know how to get cheap leads? Okay. It's all about me. I have this thing called the qualified lead formula. It's not about volume. Okay. And it's not about quality either. I've got a video rolling onto YouTube probably today or tomorrow. It's not about quality either. It's about qualified. Okay. Because when you're doing lead generation to cold audiences, just because they see a good ad doesn't make them warm all of a sudden. Okay. Why not? Because they just have interest. They don't have any trust yet. All right. Now, this is a premise to understanding your metrics, because metrics do mean something as it relates to the initial conversion of your marketing, but it doesn't relate to sales yet. Okay. So I'll walk you through a couple of like the most important metrics. Okay. And by the way, when you look in UpHex's metrics dashboard, you'll notice we don't have all of the metrics that you can get in Ads Manager. We give you and maybe it's a little egotistical, but we give you the ones that you need. Okay. So here's how the metrics, here's how to look at your metrics. Number one are CPMs. Okay. CPMs, that is the cost for 1,000 impressions. All right. Now I'm going to talk to you guys. Some of you know this, some of you are new, some of you do not know this. So I'm just going to talk like you don't know anything. All right. So 1,000 impressions. What is that? That is 1,000 servings of your ad. It's not reach. It's not 1,000 people. Okay. It could be 700 people. It could be 900 people, whatever. It's 1,000 servings of your ad to an audience of people. And then Facebook is going to say, okay, for that 1,000 servings, we're going to charge you $25. All right, or whatever the number is. And by the way, just a side note, we are in the last quarter of the year. They're more expensive right now. It just happens every year. That's the way it goes. All right, so you start with your CPMs. What's the next thing? Well, the next thing that they come in contact with is your ad. Okay. Now, when you look at the click-through rate, the CTR in UpHex, that is the link click-through rate. Link click. It's not link click. It's not click-through rate all. All right. And the reason it is link click-through rate is because link click-through rate is the most, it's the most proof of concept click. It's the best quality click that you can get. All right. And generally the rule is 1%. Okay. 1% link click-through rate. And that means that you have good creative. And the creative is creative first. So the image, whatever they see, whether it's a picture or a video, that's first. Then generally they see the headline. Then generally their eyes drift up to read the body copy. That's the way the ads have traditionally been read on Facebook, even though for mine, I now have my news feed is a little bit different on mobile. I don't know if they're changing. I think they're just testing it. I don't like it. Anyway, okay. So click-through rate, 1%. Then the next thing is conversion rate. Okay. That's the CR metric in UpHex. And everybody talks about all of these numbers. Okay. It's going to be different for every niche. In my niche, 10%. That's what we're looking for. 10%. Okay. So on the, and I'll tell you why here in a second, but on the lead form, we want to see a 10% conversion rate on that thing. Now,
really
again,
quick, Sam, really quick.
Yeah.
So 10%. So the lower doesn't mean better, right? Because you say 10%, but what if it's like 15, 20, 25? Is that good or is that bad?
No, yeah, good question. I'll expound on that. So 10% is our minimum. Like that's our threshold. Okay. If it's good, if it's between 10 to 20%, that's good. If it gets much higher than 20%, here's kind of a crazy thing. Now, this this is where you need some subjectivity, some judgment. Sometimes it's not good. That means you're letting too many people through. I'm going to turn my light on and see if this is a little bit better. Sometimes that could not be good. Sometimes that means that your offer is too Groupon-y, right? So again, know your niche and just be aware of it. The whole point is like you have to have some minimums. And if let's say I have a 0.75 link click-through rate, but now I got a 20% click-through rate, or I'm sorry, conversion rate. Well, then that's going to balance out my equation. But it also allows me to say, okay, well, my problem is over at the ad. Let me go and test some things, get some things tuned up over there. Okay. And those are the only ones that I'm trying to think if there's anything else I look at. CPMs are a reflection of the audience that you're bidding in and the time and the budget that you're bidding with. Okay. You can drive the CPMs down by maybe, one day you'll target an audience and then the next day they do fluctuate. Okay. And what you want to keep an eye on with CPMs is the trend of the CPM. All right. The trend of the CPM and then the trend of the click-through rate are going to tell you maybe we're into like a sluggish part of the audience. And maybe we need to reboot this thing and our production is slowing down. Maybe we need to reboot this thing and start off fresh, like, a newborn child in the great brand new world, right? Does that answer your question there?
Yeah, for sure. Now, and when you say reboot, just so we all know, it's like literally turn it off, a couple hours, turn it back on.
Yeah. So,
change something in the AdWord.
Yeah. So reboot means put it back into learning.
Yeah.
Okay. So when a campaign launches, it goes into learning. Now we just rolled out another feature a week ago, which we're super, really excited about, which was, the reboot feature from UpHex. There's literally like a recycle button. You click it. And what it does is it'll bump the targeting radius out by a mile. Okay. And if you're targeting by one of the other things like zip code or whatever, it'll bump the minimum age up by 1 year. All right. And the reason that's cool is because it effectively just says, hey, this campaign was, and let me just preface this. That's assuming that the campaign was working at one point in time. Okay. There's no sense in like trying to reboot a campaign that never worked. That's just like my dad would always say, if you shine up a turd, it's still a turd. That's not what we're doing. Okay. So, yeah, if you have it going, the whole objective is you've got algorithm fatigue, click the refresh button, put it back into learning and find another spot brand new in the audience and off it goes.